and like really make them shine. I mean, granted, it is a different format, it's a different experience altogether, but you know, I'm not going to count out Envision just yet, but I will be honest, it is going to be probably the steepest of uphill battles here against Rogue.
They are the heavy underdog coming into this match, and obviously both teams kind of getting ready here. Don't know if these will be the comps coming out, but I know we've talked a little bit about Rogue over at the desk. You know, there are 3 great DPS players. You see, they may end up going for something like a super dive here with Doomfist, Genji, and Tracer. As I would love to see this on the other side. For Envision, you're actually going to have Christopher running the Reinhardt. You're going to have Saini running the Zarya. So a little bit of different things coming out from both teams in terms of tank play. And I know, obviously, DPS play as well.
Well, let's see what Rogue can do here. AKM, though, is going to get melted immediately by McGravy, courtesy of the assistance coming out of Diana there. Nico, though, meanwhile, soon as well, picking off a triple kill. I mean, can we just talk about how ridiculous this is? And while it is, you know, again, AKM, sure, you got melted at the start there, buddy. That's why you have, as you said before, Matt, the super dive between Soon and Nico. They had his back, and it worked out beautifully.
Yeah, and it's going to be tough, I think, to play Reinhardt against this comp, because, you know, Tracer's so good against Reinhardt. You know, he's slow, doesn't have a ton of mobility. When he comes in, you're going to have so many different DPS heroes to just kind of go around him, just cause a ton of chaos. As you do see McGravy switch over to the McCree, so it's something the desk brought up. See if he can pick up one. He's going to be able to take out Nox. Yeah. See AKM land a punch here, and there goes Christopher. But 2 kills go in favor of Envision. We'll see if they can get back towards the point.
And did you see what happened there? As soon as the Reinhardt progressed forward, you had AKM punch him out of position, get him out of that, and that really didn't allow Envision to have that tank presence to push up with. They lost him, so they had to disengage. That was actually really well executed, though, and Rogue's going to continue to hold this one down. Nico's going to dive with the Dragon Blade, finds one on Fozix, looking for a second as well. It's going to take out Christopher, but Saini there for the pickup, though. Wind will follow it up as well, and now it's going to be full control yet again as we cross 55% for Rogue.
Yeah, Envision has not been able to get anything going here at the start of the game against Rogue. Rogue will have the Nano Boost, Primal Rage, and you'll have that Meteor Strike from Doomfist. So we'll see how they decide to use that Doomfist ult. You know, with some of the tanks, you know, not having a lot of mobility, you may be able to get a little bit more than usual. You see AKM with one sooner than I mean, everybody falling for the side of Envision.
That was coordination to a T. Unco's like, all right, are you ready, Nox? And Nox is like, yeah, let's do it. Nano boosted him. You already had AKM get the early pick on the fight as well. And look at Soon. He's looking to just throw them off even more. Shut down the doorway. AKM's going to take out McGravy here. And just some more confusion on the back lines. Christopher, though, he will be able to pick off wins, which could give them the window of opportunity to push up. But AKM and Soon have other plans here. And AKM just continuing to whittle down the health of Christopher with that hand cannon, and they did manage to back tap it and flip it, but one has to wonder how long can they possibly maintain this one for?
Yeah, I mean, it was just Giroux on the other side. He was able to get the point, but now you have Rogue doubling back here.
And we got a pause.
Looks like we have a pause. Somebody disconnected for Envision there towards the end, so we'll get this one all sorted out.
Probably got punched by Doomfist out of the server.
But I mean, if you look at just kind of the comps, right, where you're running the Reinhardt and you're running the Zarya if you're Envision, and you also have the McCree. Like, there is no mobility there, and then you just have Tracer, Genji, Doomfist, Winston, all in your face. It's like there's really nothing they can do about it. I mean, you can't even get through those choke points because they're putting so much pressure, you know, to close the gap. They're getting there so quick, and you can't disengage fast because you're just slow. There's not a ton of mobility there. So I'll really love to see if Envision changes things up.
I mean, you know, they're getting caught off guard in certain situations as well. Don't seem to be really all that prepared, and it seems like the match has begun, so let's go ahead and jump right back into this bad boy here. Rogue managed to flip it yet again. One more approach now. Christopher gonna be on the Winston, but he will need his teammates there for support as he's getting focused down early on in this fight and will get picked off in turn. Nico will use the Dragon Blade. AKM picks off McGravy, and you see all that disruption there happening on the Envision side, and this is all blue everything as the blue team, Rogue, they clear it out, and that will be it. First point to Rogue, and I have to say, man, once again, Rogue just showing that brilliant coordination. It's insane.
It's just the aggression, and then Envision is not able to disengage. So I think you're definitely going to have to see them change some of their comps up going into this second point. I know, providing we do see Rogue stake with this lineup, I think you're going to need to try something else. And look, you do see the D.Va and the Winston coming out from the side of Envision. So I like these changes. You're going to see the Zenyatta as well.
Yeah, I do agree with this. I think this could work out really well. Although they do need to be cautious, though, because, yes, you have Sani on the D.Va, but, you know, and AKM is going to switch out. So this actually is a good comp. This is pretty much what we're used to seeing here, and this is good to deal with AKM on the 76. But then again, you're talking about AKM here, so, you know, he's one of the better 76s in the region. But immediately opening it up, Phasix is going to get that early pick there, and that is going to be a lot of damage lost there for Rogue. And a great start for Envision.
Well, it's huge. I mean, Envision's not going to be fighting on the back foot, a lot like how they were the entirety of that first point. Now it's going to force Rogue to back out a little bit here. Now the point will unlock, and see Soon just trying to get in deep. He has his tanks following up there. NiKo is able to get one, but you see Rogue. They're going to disengage here. They're going to let the point go to Envision, and now try and bounce back.
Yeah, they lost Nox early in that one, and they just said, you know what, let's go ahead, play this one smart. But they're still applying the pressure courtesy of their DPS players. AKM and NiKo as well pushing forward and getting some vital picks, and this is looking like dire straits here for Envision. Just when you think Rogue's going to disengage, back away, and, you know, recollect themselves. Oh, and a double there for McGravy, but it won't matter all that much, though, as they should be able to cap this one. But the camera fooled me, because here comes Envision walking right in there, just telling them to get the hell out. This is our house.
You had 3 players coming off the spawn there for Envision, but I think, you know, at the beginning of that fight, you saw Rogue with that burst DPS with Soon on the Tracer, and then you had AKM on the 76. You're able to get rid of Christopher early. I think you may have to play a little bit more cautious if you're Envision, or else eventually Rogue is going to break this.
And Rogue looking actually to make the cap happen, though, so they had to put bodies on it immediately, and they sent 2. They ended up losing their supports there, and that is going to be Rogue getting possession for the first time here in this second part in the night market. But I have to say that that play actually was pretty funny there, because, you know, you had that pulse bomb go off there, and I'm just like, oh, well, that was a sick play. And then, you know, just here comes Envision just marching on in there. Fortunately for them, though, they're going to have to find a way to get right back into this here. As uNKOE forced to pop that Transcendence. He barely had any health left, but now that's going to be their chance to go ahead, dive right in, get in their face. And so far, this is looking pretty good here for Rogue as they clear out 5 and wins falls, but does it really matter at this point? That will be Rogue getting themselves another fight victory. And it's going to be back to the drawing board for Envision. Yeah,
Envision tries to dive deep, get onto AKM, but they just let NiKo run through them with that Dragon Blaze. Able to pick up 2 kills. AKM able to survive with, you know, the rest of the supports on Rogue. You saw uNKOE use a Transcendence there, keep everybody up. So I think you're going to need to see Envision doing a better job of protecting their supports. Here comes the Transcendence to kick things off the next fight.
And a Sound Barrier to engage this one here, and that's going to lead to 2 kills. And now the Transcendence for further protection as they look to dive in and flip this one, forcing out a Primal Rage here. Nox, though, not in the best of spots as this goes right back over to Envision here. And even though he was able to take out the Zenyatta, though, this still will be Envision maintaining control for the time being. McGravy, I wonder what he's going to do, you know, because we saw Soon really get ambitious in the last one in Control Center and just kind of hide in the back line. Meanwhile, McGravy, he looks like he's just going to play way more with his team here on defense.
You may see him try and go on a flank, though. Try and get a big pulse bomb here. Start off this next fight. You do have AKM. He's been holding on to this Tac Visor for a very long time. You see Christopher going to jump right on top of uNKOE. McGravy able to follow it up. It's a very good dive there from the side of Envision. They should be able to hold on to the point. Now all the pressure is going to be on Rogue here, as Envision's going to get very close to taking point number 2.
And you mentioned the flank before, X. McGravy and Christopher really synergized there well, because you had uNKOE, who was in a position there to, you know, try and support, but then caught off guard. And as soon as he dived in, that just really put the pressure on them now. It's going to be 99% here, but Rogue looking to flip this one right back. They are going to have McGravy try and challenge, maybe even Christopher engaging here, but I don't know if he's going to have the support that he would ideally want in this situation, and that is going to be a flip here for Rogue. But one fight and Envision will take this one. They don't have the ults quite yet to deal with it.
And that is the issue, is they don't have any ultimates. I mean, you may get a Transcendence here and a Sound Barrier, but you don't have a Pulse Bomb, don't have a Dragon Blade on the side of Rogue. You do have this Tac Visor on AKM when he decides to pop it. Nico hiding up top, does have the Dragon Blade. Everybody beneath him, you can see him there via the X-Ray. How he goes about just diving onto the opponents here.
Yeah, this fight's going to decide the match here, 99-99, but you have a flanking from the backside. Nox there, AKM popping that Tac Visor, Transcendence falling, as well as a Sound Barrier. Envision investing everything into this here, and they're able to get the first pickup though, and this could be the victory that Envision was looking for, as Wins is going to get focused on, and you have just everyone, the shot calling, really just putting the pressure on whoever tries to get in their face. That is going to be a flip here, and that will be a point for Envision. Very well done, taking out those supports early on in that engagement.
Yeah, so Rogue actually lets Envision get around and get on the point, and then they figure, okay, well, we have the Dragon Blade, we have the Tac Visor. They know they have to stay on the point, but the support ults from the side of Envision keep them up through both of those ultimates. They're able to win a bunch of the engagements, take point number 2. Be a big shock here if Envision's able to take this first map. I mean, a lot of the guys on the desk talking. Yeah, I mean, it all comes down to this. Rogue, obviously, the heavy favorite in this matchup. So we'll see how Envision plays this at the start. So you will see the Pharah come out, and okay, so you may see the Pharah Mercy here. You're going to see it from both teams now, as AKM switches over to the Pharah, and you'll get Unko on the Mercy.
Yeah, this is really common, you know, what you've seen here from Garden, so I'm not all that shocked here. You know, let's see what Saini could do on the Pharah. Always good to see some pharmacy play there on both sides, as a matter of fact. Saini getting some damage in, and look at that there, right? The way that they're trying to prioritize on Nox, and that worked out beautifully for them. But despite their best efforts, Wins and AKM are able to eliminate the D.Va from the equation. I just don't know, though, if that's going to be all that Rogue needs, and that will be the point opening up now. Let's see how Envision are going to play this one out, because they currently do have possession of the point here. But here comes Rogue once again with a recharge Nox.
Will be Rogue getting on the point. The members for Envision diving down as well. So the Pharah rockets from both sides, you know, going to just be raining down. I believe Saini actually takes out AKM there. And
big win there, taking out Wins, ironically enough, for Envision. They knew right away, once you take out those supports, you know you have to have that disengagement, and you're seeing it right there on your screen, forcing Rogue to have to back away. But they have to be mindful of the fact that the point was being captured, and now the pressure is going to be applied here as Rogue re-engages yet again. You think you have them running with their tail between their legs, but the joke's on you. Rogue finds a way to always just dive back in. It's very reminiscent of what we saw from Envy there, and there go the kills flying through here for Rogue.
Yeah, and Christopher popping the Primal Rage for Envision, trying to stay up, but you see AKM though, 3 straight kills on the Pharah, has the Rocket Barrage as well. So he wants to use it to just swing things here in Rogue's favor, but may not really need it. Christopher just trying to stay alive, McGravy there as well. The point should flip here over to Rogue.
It's a lot of percentage gain though.
Yes.
44%, you know, nothing to scoff at. Envision just 1 game away from being able to take one off of Rogue. Think about how big that will be to open up our second match here in NA. I mean, we saw what happened to United early on the EU side, right?
Yeah, I mean, that was a huge shock as well. And I think we'll see, you know, maybe Envision, do you go with the Pharah Mercy again? Do you change things up? They're going to engage here with the Sound Barrier. So you're going to have Rogue trying to back off here, trying to stay up.
Once again, Wins is going to fall early on in the fight, and this is going to be the opening now that Envision wanted to be able to clear out these members of Rogue here. Despite the best efforts of Rogue, it will be Envision standing tall and reclaiming the point. 33% gained for the Frenchman playing in North America. Low. But Envision, they're doing a splendid job here.
You do have the res from Phazix. Maybe if somebody drops early in the fight, you bring them right back into the equation. As they're playing closer on the corner. There comes the Rocket Barrage. AKM able to get one. He's going to brought right back into the fight by Unko.
Yeah, keeping this one going. And the other side as well, Phazix bringing Christopher back. That will be pretty huge. AKM, though, will take out Saney. Self-destruct as well here. Can McGravy get a critical pulse bomb? He won't be able to do much with it. Christopher gets the kill on Wins, but I just don't see how Envision can bounce back in this fight. There's a lot of pressure being put on them here, but Envision have other plans. They're continuing to fight this one out, continuing to gain that ult percentage because they're so close to 99%. One fight, it will flip in their favor, but Saney, his entire barrage is going to get absorbed there by the defense matrix from the D.Va. Nico reading that one like an open book. And this fight has continued to rage on here as all the members of Rogue and Envision collide right on B. And the sound barrier now dropping down, but that only went to Fire there. He was the only one who got that.
And that's huge. Before Nico can call down the mech, he's taken out there, trying to get right back in the mech on the point for Rogue. He falls. It's Soon, just trying to keep this one alive. And that should be all. It'll be Envision taking map number 1 here against Rogue.
Oh boy. We got a match, folks. We got a match. Christopher and the boys, kiss that medal because you definitely deserved it there. The play of the game will go to Nox. See what he ended up getting on this one. Oh, this is one. Oh yeah, this one was the nano boost, that coordination there. That was so well done. Look at that, just shredding through, man.
Yeah, and I think there on that last point, you know, when you don't have AKM in the sky to kind of get in the battles with Saney, and you had Saney just kind of be able to rain free from above, makes it a little bit easier for McGravy and the rest of Envision to deal with Soon, because he's so good on that Tracer. But now, you know, he can't just kind of dart in, has the rockets coming from above, makes it very difficult on him. And then there on the final point, you saw Nico trying to get back into his mech, stay alive, and he actually falls right before getting back in the suit. That's a big kill there. Because obviously, D.Va, you get back up, you have the Matrix, you stall it out even longer and longer. Maybe more respawners come off for Rogue, and they're able to get on contested a little bit better.
That was a grind. That whole fight was a grind.
Yeah.
Start to finish there, you know, because you had people getting dropped out, then re-engaging, and it just, it was like, it was a slugfest right in the middle there, which is exactly what you want to see. But Envision getting game 1 here. I mean, the desk, everyone at the desk seemed like, oh yeah, you know, Envision. But here I was, this guy, I was all like, hey, you know what, I'm not going to write off Envision. It's going to be a steep uphill battle.
You have nothing to lose with picking them.
Nothing to lose, baby.
But map number 2 will be Numbani. That'll be Rogue's pick. So I expect that to kind of light a fire under Rogue, right? They maybe came into this expecting to kind of coast through this series, but I think now they really have to, you know, amp up the pressure. I think, you know, you saw them so good in the first point on Lijiang because what were they doing? Just right up in their face, putting the pressure, and Envision couldn't handle it. I imagine they go back to the same type of style here on Numbani.
I will be shocked if we don't see the Doomfist come out here for AKM. I think he played that one very well in the first point. It was just, I mean, man, like, on the other side, though, for Envision, you think and you look at the roster and you think, like, okay, well, you know, how do they respond? Because they really did struggle in Control Center. They really struggled. Against that Doomfist there. And the coordination from Rogue was definitely evident.
Well, I don't even know if you can chalk it up completely to the Doomfist play of AKM.
For sure.
I think it's just the aggression. Like when you were playing the Zarya, Reinhardt, McCree, and they have, you know, this dive comp, and they're just at your doorway. You just cannot get through. And you were just pushed back, and you could not really get anything going for Envision. So I think that's really where they lost. Oh, no, it definitely didn't help.
You know what I mean? Like, it definitely, that was just a... That was like, I mean, I'm a little stunned here, honestly. You know, not to take anything away from Envision. I'm sure Christopher will probably talk crap to me later on, but yeah, I have to say it was just well executed. Now here we are, Envision up 1-0. If you're just joining us, last match of the day here for North America, Rogue versus Envision. And don't let your eyes fool you. That is 1-0 in favor of Envision.
Yeah, now Rogue will go with the triple DPS, it looks like, on defense. And I wonder if Envision, if they stick with the Pharah Mercy combination, I know it was very good on that last point. Maybe they saw something in the Rogue gameplay, kind of game plan, that they feel like they can take advantage of here on Numbani.
Yeah, I will certainly reach out to these players because I am very curious on, you know, what, you know, like a lot of the things that just went well for them in that game and really to get their perspective, because there's so many takeaways from it that I'm sure folks are going to be coming over, you know, analysts and such, for quite a while, at least in that first game there. But then again, right, like you can have a great first match, you can get that first point on the board, but it's all about the follow-up. It's all about, you know, do you pull yourself up by the bootstraps here and respond? And if you're Rogue, you're more than capable of doing that because you are Rogue. Let's not forget, this team has been one of the most dominating teams in the North American region for quite some time. But here we go, the doors are open, and it's going to be Envision on the attack, and it seems like they're going to be running with that pharmacy here. See how that works out for them, because it sure enough worked out well for them in control.
I like this. You're going to put pressure on AKM up top with the Pharah, and then look, the dive comes in.
Man.
Beautiful there from Envision. The coordination, just dive onto the back line. You get both supports here. Could not ask for a better start.
That was electric there from Envision. They were able to pop off on those two supports. But you see here, right, they weren't able to get the follow-up kills, and that just shows the talent on this Rogue side. They're still holding this one off, and the supports have re-engaged. They got right back into the game, but Saney, though, able to take out 2 on wins in AKM, and now they're looking to keep this attack moving forward here. See how all this pans out now for Envision, because they do have bodies on the point, and this is going to have to be Rogue responding with force very quickly.
Yeah, we'll see if Rogue elects to contest this here. They're going to come right around the corner. See Nox getting onto the point. Has Soon there with him as well. So you are getting very close to the res for Phasix, and he actually falls there from Nico. So not going to have the res, not going to have the Mercy to combine with the Pharah in the sky. As soon as the Mercy falls, AKM able to deal quickly with Saney. And now it'll be Rogue holding on.
Without a doubt, they were just not expecting that Pharah out of the gate, just flying in there and picking off those 2 supports. They gave him so much, you know, progress there on a point. They got 2 ticks there. 1 more and they're in there. They're going to have the res on Phasix. They're going to have the barrage as well. On the other side, though, Rogue, they're going to have a few ults to answer back with too. Let's see here. I'm curious to see if Jaru's going to be that initiator for them here, if he busts out that Dragon Blade at the opportune moments. That will certainly play a role here. But the barrage coming through, and that's going to eliminate 2 there. AKM and wins. The brothers will fall. Now Jaru in the back lines. He is getting focused down by Nox, but I don't know here, because it seems as if Envision, they got a good read. They're in their face. They're just all over Nox. He's in a rock and a hard place, and that is going to be the capture for Envision.
The rocket barrage is huge. Yes. He's able to get 2 kills, and the biggest one, AKM, coming around that corner with the tac visor. He's dealt with so fast. Now Envision, they've unlocked the payload. They've also given themselves the luxury of having a lot of ultimates saved up.
A lot of
you did not need to invest a lot into winning that fight. So you're going to have a lot of ults to work with here. So you go to the second phase of Numbani going down the street.
Let's see now what Soon decides to do as he's creeping around so sneaky. Maybe gets a pulse bomb. He's sniffing it out, going right in for it. Finds one, that's gonna be Soon. Picking off fire. Christopher take a seat as well. And he was sneaky, he played it off really well there. And this is gonna force a lot out of Envision, as they are gonna have to respond with this. They got the sound barrier out as well. And Christopher finding himself 2 on that one. And Jaru will get picked off. And that was a great engagement there, in my opinion, for Rogue. Just what a way to open that one up, though, and really just continue to stall out time. And look at all the ults that they ended up spending.
Yeah, I mean, if anything for Rogue, right, you get them to burn both support ults. You'll have AKM coming back with a tac visor. You'll have Soon with another pulse bomb and a sound barrier of your own. So this is really the fight where Rogue will be able to contest the payload, try and force Envision back.
Let's see now how Envision are going to react. Oh, they just had to get away from that one. Soon put that pulse bomb, and Saney was just not in the best of spots. Jaru, though, with the Dragon Blade, finds himself 2, but will get cut down to size courtesy of AKM as Rogue continue to look impressive in this defense thus far. Envision don't have a lot of ultimates to work with. For Rogue, though, they're going to have uNKOE with that Transcendence. And let's go ahead and take a look at the replay there from Soon. This was It's very well done.
Well, when he opens up with a pulse bomb at the beginning of this fight, I mean, you don't need to really invest in it. You get the Transcendence later in the fight. You don't need to invest it. You put the sound barrier into it. You're able to deal with the Dragon Blade. So now you put yourself in another good spot. I mean, you have a self-destruct. You have the Transcendence. And you see, as soon as Christopher dives on Unko in the back, he's forced to pop the Transcendence, get back towards his teammates on the payload.
Yeah, they're just forcing a lot of mistakes here for Envision, and really just forcing them in bad positions. I shouldn't even say mistakes, because that is just what Rogue has been doing so expertly here. And this is going to be another fight victory, another defensive hold for Rogue. And let's see, what do they have to work with here? Because, you know, there are no support ults on each side. But you are going to have some good spacing with Nico and that self-destruct, as well as Nox with the Primal Rage. But for Envision, you're looking at another push here that really, it's very vanilla. They just have to go out there and grind it out and get the kills.
Well, for me, it's Soon. He's going to get another Pulse Bomb here the last 2 or 3 fights. He's been able to stick it onto the enemy D.Va, pick up at least 1 or 2 kills with it. We'll see if he can do anything with his Pulse Bomb now, as McGravy going to try and dive here for the backline. He's going to get a Pulse Bomb of his own, but it's eaten up by the D.Va defense matrix. And you see in the feed, Soon was actually able to get a Pulse Bomb stick onto Fire. So another Pulse Bomb stick from Soon. 3 fights in a row, he's been able to make very good use of the Pulse Bombs.
Yeah, the 3 fights in a row, X, to get that much utility out of your ultimate, to get that much value, out of that. That's what you want to see. We have another replay here on deck. It's going to be Soon, and this is actually when he dived in the back and was able to drop the Pulse Bomb on Fire. And even look at the positioning there that forced everyone up to the staircase. Just so, you know, the little details there that Rogue have just done such a great job of taking advantage of.
Yeah, now 18 seconds left here. Nico going to be forced to back up, trying to keep his supports alive. Still with this self-destruct. The Transcendence comes out from the side of Envision. Phasix will fall. AKM does have this tac visor expected to come in soon. The self-destruct's coming in from both squads as well. The AKM's going to use that tac visor.
And this is just desperation right now for Envision. They're doing everything they can to stay alive on this point. They're dropping the Primal Rages. They're putting the ults down. Saini switched to a Widowmaker. He's trying to take off some faces. I just don't know how this would pan out. And there you have it. Round 1 going in favor of Rogue on the defense. 1 point and some progress for Envision. Now they have to respond back in turn.
Yeah, and I think it was huge. The one play we caught from Soon when he was sneaking around. It had just been Envision unlocking the payload. We were talking about how many ultimates they had to use. And he was able to get 2 kills with his Pulse Bomb, stay alive. You saw a lot of ultimates being invested by Envision. They do move the payload a little bit further, but it just set them up in such a bad position for the rest of the game. Because from there on out, it was Rogue that just controlled all of the ultimate economy. Every fight we went into, Rogue had the advantage. It's that one play from Soon that really, swapped the game in Rogue's favor.
Yeah. By the way, you saw the Rhino there, Matt?
That is
on
Rhino.
the screen. It is a Rhino. It's not a Buffalo.
That's fine.
Just to let you know. Wait, did you say it was a Buffalo earlier?
I believe I did.
Oh, bless you. Look at that. Beautiful out there. It's it looks kind of pretty.
I don't know if I would define this pretty.
Oh, what do you mean frolic? What do you mean it's not pretty? It's nature. I appreciate. I know we're both city boys, but geez.
We'll see.
Love the trees.
Yeah, we'll see what Envision does on the defensive side of things. McGravy looks like he'll be running the 76. I think you need the consistent damage from the 76, especially you get set up top, right? You can do a lot of nice things on this map. Just how he's going to deal with the pressure that's going to come from Nico, Soon, and Nox. It's really going to be the deciding factor of whether we see Envision hold on to this first point.
That was adorable. Did you see that?
I did.
That was just, I think Winston, that actually is how I dance. The way Winston dances. My wife can tell you. I go out there and I shimmy with the best of them.
You should probably stop dancing ever.
Listen, man, you can't stop these feet. Happy Feet, I love that movie. Shout out to Penguins. Anyway, here we go. Doors are open. Time for Rogue, as it's going to be their opportunity to attack here. Game 2. And Rogue has just been dynamite in that defense. And look at Soon. Sneaky Soon. Just crouching around, waiting for the prime opportunity to attack. He's just...
Well, he needs to wait because AKM falls at the hands of McGravy. So he needs to just try and get behind enemy lines here soon, trying to get in position that when AKM spawns up...
If he can get a 1 clip, that'll be massive.
Well, it looks like, he's going to just play around this position as soon as his teammates jump to that high ground, and that's when you'll see him start to attack.
Yeah, they're going to certainly want that, and here you go. Maybe this is the opportunity that they were looking for here. As uNKOE picks off Jaru, as a matter of fact. So the Zenyatta getting some play here. NiKo, though, trying his best to stay alive as Saini's going to be half health on the point, forcing Envision back now. And this looks like it's some good control for Rogue, but AKM and Soon picking off these kills super effectively here, and that is just a quick attack and a 1 tick gain, a 2nd tick gain. I'd be shocked if they don't capture this one right here, X.
And Envision backed off the high ground so fast.
Yep.
It was Nox that jumped up top.
There you go.
And as soon as he jumped up top, nobody else followed him. From the side of Rogue, everybody from Envision backed out around the corner, and then you had so much damage down there on the ground. You had AKM on the 76. Soon there, he actually wraps all the way back around on the Tracer, back to the point. Does not end up going for the flank. So I think there you saw Envision give up that good positioning a little bit too early.
Yeah, not a lot of time to play with, not a lot of, distance to play with here, I should say. Envision, they're trying to group up, work as a team. They get the early pick on wins to open up this fight here, and now it's going to be their opportunity to go in and engage. NiKo, though, he will look to dive right into the action. Wait this one out with his teammates here. Just give it a second, because they're looking to re-engage. They are going to have some ults online too. They will have AKM as well as NiKo and Nox. On the other side for Envision, though, it's actually, they're getting pretty close to being fully ulted out.
Well, I like what you saw from the side of Envision. As soon as they get that first pick, uNKOE pops his Transcendence, and instead of just trying to follow up, trying to chase after the kills, Envision backed out around the corner. So that basically wastes the entire Transcendence from the side of Rogue. Not going to have that ability for a little bit longer, and it allows Envision to build up a large ult war chest of their own.
Yeah, war chest indeed. Let's see if they're going to use this one to their advantage as Fire picks off NiKo. Nothing quite yet put in. I think McGravy used his tactical visor here. In AKM, though, they're just going to have to dive right back in, and they really don't have a lot to work with now. That was an AKM tac visor. Didn't really get much value out of that one here. Now Soon looking to push up. Maybe he's going to pick up someone with that pulse bomb in a great position. He gets the stick, though, but I don't think he got the kill. No, he did not. Soon, though, will still find one in Jaru, and this will be Rogue so close to victory, just around that giant green bus. And it looks like this is going to be a Rogue win here if it keeps going like this. Credit to Rogue there for really utilizing everything to their disposal, despite the advantage in ults that Envision had.
Well, Envision in a very difficult spot. I mean, with the goal line so close here for Rogue, they had to play close to the corner. They may have a chance to get back on the cart, and they do. Christopher dives in. He gets hit with that sound barrier, but you see how far Rogue is pushed through. They don't care about the players on the payload. They're going all the way to the back line of Envision, and they'll end up working their way back towards that cart as they wipe the board with the members of Envision. It'll be Rogue taking map number 2.
And that, folks, will be GG as Rogue will take the win. And now we're all knotted up 1-1 here in this series. But really an engage there from Rogue. The way that they attacked them and forced them back. You said it best. They weren't even worried about the payload.
I mean, why are you going to worry about the one Winston on the cart? Push all the way through, get the supports, get McGravy out of action on the 76, then go back, and you just have to deal with a Winston. Just Christopher standing there on the payload. It was an easy team wipe there from Rogue at the end.
See this play of the game here from Nox. Finds himself 2-3, where he's working with his teammates there to pick up those kills. And really, that was just the great presence of Winston there. And actually, we didn't catch it on screen. Ended up getting a triple.
Well, you saw there at the end. I mean, Nox jumps all the way through with the rest of his team. Where are the tanks to help